Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. In this video I'll be showing you how to build the AFK Fishing Farm that you've seen me and some of the other hermits using on the Hermitcraft Season 5 server. This was a heavily requested tutorial and finally I found a little bit of time to prepare and record it for you. Now if you don't know what an AFK Fishing Farm is, well, it's a farm that you go fishing at, but you can do it for long periods of time using an AFK trick. We'll come back to that in a moment. This one is musical. You can place a block on top of that to disable it. And from this you will get loads and loads of fish and lots of other cool loot as well, like books, even mending books you can get from this farm. It is very overpowered if you haven't seen it before. I'd highly recommend checking out the Hermitcraft videos to see how much loot you can get. In fact, I'll show you some of the loot from Hermitcraft right now. Crazy amounts of loot is what you can get with this thing. So in this video I'm going to show you how to build it. Before we do that though, I do want to mention that this design is not my own. I saw some of my patrons on the patron server using this and I decided to use it myself. Have no idea who the original author is, but one thing I'll say about this design and why I like it so much is it's very server and very lag friendly. If you have a poor connection to a server, you can increase the delay over here and it gives you much more time to cast your rod and to have this little trick right here works. And this trick is to continuously hold down right click and do all of the different functions of fishing in order continuously. The way we do that is mostly with this iron trapdoor right here. We can actually click on it because it is below the string. You can see this doesn't come all the way down to the bottom of the block, so there is a gap that we aim at. Now I deliberately aimed in the wrong spot on this trapdoor, but what you can see is that we're casting the bob over and over again. And then when the bob is cast, if we're aiming in the right spot, it will stay there. So then the next part of fishing is for the fish to catch on the bob, and then we would have to right click to bring it in like we've just done there, and then the thing resets itself. So let's simulate that again. We catch a fish, we hold down right click, the trapdoor then shuts, but we're still clicking in the same space. So then it casts, the trapdoor goes up, and the process repeats itself. Now the next thing to do is to trick your computer into thinking that you're holding down right click, whether you're using the computer for something else or you're not even at the computer. I've already made a video showing you how this is done, so there'll be an image of it on the screen, but because they removed annotations, the link is in the description box. So after you make this farm, make sure you go and watch that video so you understand how to do this AFK. We shall now start the tutorial, and there is a reason that I left this glass block here. It's to remind me, to remind you, that above your water you want to have direct access to the sky. So if you are underground, dig a hole up to the surface and put a glass block here just in case anything falls down. With that direct access you will actually do your fishing faster, which is really cool. So at the top of this chest are all the things that you need to build this. You can pause the video, gather those materials, and then we can build this together. Now I've already placed a few blocks, this hopper, those chests, and that back to front upside down stair block. They're all in the same position and they're level with the ground that the player stands on when they use this farm, which is nice and easy. So we start off by placing down a few blocks. We're going to have a slab at the front here, put our water in the middle, then we're going to place some temporary blocks, which are these two, so we can remove those now, and one over here at the back. We're going to put a note block above it, then remove that. If you don't want this thing to make any sound, just put a slab or something, a block on top of the note block, and then we place this iron trapdoor here on the side of that block. Very important that it's on the side and not on the note block. Then we place in our tripwire hooks, a piece of string in the middle. That's because I placed it on there, it's actually over here. You could place it against the iron trapdoor, I guess, as well. And then we need to place in some redstone. So just a few blocks over the side here, a repeater there facing outwards, a repeater here facing inwards, and then 3 pieces of redstone. I believe you need 3 ticks of delay minimum for this thing to work, and then if you're on a server you can adjust this and add more if you need more delay. I also feel like mentioning that you can kind of rearrange the redstone a little bit. If you wanted it not to stick out to the side, you could also put it back here, which is a little bit more compact, to be fair. Last thing to mention is that this is the best type of fishing rod that you can use. Lots of people will debate which enchantments you should have on it, and a misreading or a misunderstanding of how the math works for fishing may make you think that you don't want lure on there or luck of the sea. I can't remember which one it is. This is actually the best way to get the most loot. Now having mending on there might sound pretty crazy, you know, getting a mending book, but you'll find when you start using this farm, after you've gone through a couple of fishing rods, it won't be long before you get other fishing rods with unbreaking on, and eventually you'll end up with mending on it. and you know, you get XP from using this thing anyway, so then you can use the anvil to combine them together. So basically, when you start out, frequently check up on the drops that you're getting, and you'll soon end up with a fishing rod like this. Now, you may have noticed when I showed you the loot from Hermitcraft that there were these heads in here as well. These are additional loot that we have on the server, and these heads are now available for you to have in your world as well. If you didn't see my More Mob Heads video, then be sure to go and check that out. There'll be a link on the screen for you, and if you go to the website, it now includes the fish as well. So that's it from me, this fishing tutorial. Do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like on the video. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Bye bye.